Julie here from Heart and Soul Aesthetics. I'm doing my third microneedle treatment today. So I did a little different. I did the glasses with the red light and the microcurrent today. I double cleansed. I used my orange marmalade cream cleanser. And then I did the peel using the night nectar. And then I deactivated it with baking soda. And today I'm going to use, and I had to put on this Anesthetin. And it's a 10.56 lidocaine. I left that on for 40 minutes. So my face is really numb. So if I can handle it without, but to do a video and be like rinsing wouldn't be that fun. So I numbed it up today. Remove it with cool water. Make sure you remove it really well. And then I'm going to prep the skin with the Winter Bloom Witch Hazel. You want to use cloth or sterile pads that are lint free. You don't want to use cotton or you'll have lint all over your face, and you don't want to microneedle lint into your skin. So we're going to use the Heart and Soul facial cloths. These are disposable, 100% biodegradable, and they are all plant. So I'm going to use the Winter Bloom. I'm going to go over the face really good, and I'm going to rub kind of with a little bit of vigor so we really get the rest of the numbing cream off and any dead cells that are left. So the first two micro needles I used the stamping method with the vials. This one with the vial with the serum in it. This one I'm using my Dr. Penn M8 microneedle device. You can use any one you want. The reason I did some double exfoliation today is because I've already done two in the series. I'm on my third. I handle it really well, so that just depends on your skin and how you handle it if you want to start double exfoliating. Meaning I did the peel first before this. And the garbage that goes feels clean. I'm going to get my gun ready, and then I will mix up the serum. I'm going to start on the forehead. The reason being, if you were an esthetician, you're going to start here and work up. And because I'm doing it on myself, I'm going to start on the forehead and work down. And the reason being, you never want to, for instance, if I started here and I'm doing it on myself, I would be working over my work. You never want to work over your work, if that makes sense. You don't want your hands, arms dragging over it. And I'm going to cut this open because it's hard to find the opening. So these have a cap on them. You can't accidentally poke yourself or anything. I'm going to start in the forehead. I'm going to go at 0.75. I'm going to install the cartridge by pushing it in and turning till it's secure. Leave the little guard on there until you're ready to microneedle. This has 6 speeds. I'm going to do it on speed 6. So I want the needles to move really fast. I'm going to use some gliding technique with this because you can with these type of devices, and some stamping. The reason I'm going on speed 6 is you want them going at a rapid pace so you're not dragging and tearing the skin. If I did it on a slower speed, they would be like, so the needles would still be down as I'm moving, so it would make micro tears. I want it to make more punching and gliding. So I'm going to mix up my product right now. I like to use glass because I can sanitize these. I'm going to put a little bit of my 0.9% sodium chloride, which is sterile water mixed with nothing else. I'm going to put some of that in there just because this is very concentrated. As you saw before, the serum is very concentrated. I have to find my serum. Okie dokie. And it's the Skin Drench Sanctifying Serum. It's hyaluronic acid, sodium hyaluronate, and also biofermented aloe vera gel. So I'm going to mix it up in here. Good. I'm using a brush. This brush is not animal hair. It's plastic again, so I can sanitize it. You want everything to be able to be sanitized. So I'm going to mix that up good. I'm going to paint it on the face. Starting with the forehead. You want it to be able to glide. You don't want your micro needling ever to be dry. It will be painful. So again, all these devices, you're going to long pulse them to turn them on. Take off the guard. If you're working on someone besides yourself, you're going to want to wear gloves. Try to keep your device clean. And I don't know if I explained this before when using devices, but you always want to try to keep them as clean as you can. They have little moving dials and numbers. And to sanitize them, you're just going to use alcohol prep wipes. They're not soaking wet with alcohol. They're lightly wet, and you go over your devices before you put them away. Always put them away clean. So we're going to long pulse, and then it's level 1. I'm going to go up, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. You can hear it moving. You can put it up to the light and see the needles. So this is a shallow level because we are on a bony prominence and we don't want to it to cause too much pain. So you can stamp. I like to stamp a little bit in those 9s. I'm guessing where they are right now. I would normally do this in front of the mirror and then kind of taunt the skin, and you want it to be flat on the skin, perpendicular. We're going to do 2 passes back and forth like so, and then up and down. So again, you don't want it to be like on the side. You want it to be perpendicular. Okay, we can taunt the skin, especially if you're working on someone that has really lax skin. You want to brace it first before you start moving, just to kind of anchor it. Okay, then we're going to go up and down. My skin, it feels really nice. It's not too painful. You might see some pinpoint bleeding. That's normal in certain areas, especially my cheeks. I'll bleed more because I have some broken capillaries. So we're going to go right here by the eyes. I'm not doing under the eyes. It's too much for under the eyes. On the other side, a little more serum. Okay, then we're going to go to the depth of 1.5. So I just turn my dial. So I'm going to go a little deeper in that cheek area. So I'm going to apply to the cheeks. the sodium chloride that I mixed in with this is nice because it really hydrates the skin. Remember if you watched my or read my post about hyaluronic acid is hydrophilic, meaning it loves water and it holds up to 1,000 times its water weight. So if you don't have enough moisture, you don't drink enough water, it will get the water from somewhere else. It'll draw it from deeper layers. So make sure you stay hydrated. Remember, you don't wash your skin after this treatment. And get those right here. The nasolabial folds. Stamp those a little bit. Okay, now we're going to go across this direction. Okay, I'm going to get the gels a little bit more. So remember, we're creating micro injuries, introducing that hyaluronic acid in there, and the reason we're doing this is to increase collagen elastin. We're going to get our cells busy making more collagen elastin. The fibroblast cells stimulate the collagen elastin production, but the key is they need hyaluronic acid to do that process. So that's why we're introducing hyaluronic acid. And what happens to hyaluronic acid as we get older, or we dehydrate ourselves, or we have a lifestyle where we're, even if you're healthy and you're exercising, if you're not, replenishing that water in your body, you're going to get dehydrated. So those things can lead to premature loss of hyaluronic acid, which causes your sagging and wrinkling. So we're increasing that hyaluronic acid by introducing it in there. The micro injuries, it's an immediate response. It wants to heal it. It wants to create new collagen and elastin. The three building blocks of our skin: collagen, elastin, and hyaluronic acid. But like I said, the kicker is that we need the hyaluronic acid in order to make the collagen elastin. Because when my age and where I live in Arizona, it's super, super dry. I have to really be mindful that I keep my hydration up. I put some sea salt in my water, and I drink the electrolyte drinks. I get them from an organic company. I have a little pigment here. Let's get that good. Guessing where it is, I kind of know where my spots are. And over here, we'll kind of stamp here a little bit more where I had that pigment. Okay, I'm going to stamp my nasolabial. And then I'm going to go my upper lip. Upper lip, we're going to go back and forth. This is my side that I sleep on, so I usually get a little more wrinkling on this side. A little stamping into the marionette lines. I want to really get those marionette lines. You can do figure eights here, circles, stamp. I sometimes get a little pinpoint bleeding on my chin also. Because I have some capillary beds that are close to the surface. That are a little sensitive. So I have a dry skin type. So my pores were so small when I was younger, they weren't hardly visible. Would get occasional breakouts where I would break out, would be hormonal, and I would get it sometimes on the chin a little bit and a few on the nose. I rarely broke out anywhere else because I had basically a dry skin type. But my pores did enlarge a little bit as I got older, and that's because the skin and the lining of the pores gets lax just like the skin on our face. So you lose that elasticity and then the pores open up. So I'm going to go back down to 75 for my neck. I like this device because it's cordless. Like I said, I have like 3 different ones, and the one that the other really nice one I have is I think they call it MTC one. You can do permanent cosmetics with it. I don't do permanent cosmetics, but you can. It takes all different cartridges for different things, but it has a cord. So you've always got the cord hanging on you, hanging behind you, and you have to lift it and keep it out of the way. So I like this one. It's convenient. It's not really expensive. It's worked really well. And they have tons of cartridges, different amount of needles. You can get nano needles. You can get all different cartridges for this, bigger ones for body. And as you can see, it's kind of gooped up around there, and it's normal for it to start making gurgly sounds sometimes because the serum in there. It is, so I'm doing under the chin. I have the one little line under the chin. Again, I'm guessing where they are. I kind of know my face pretty good, but I haven't, like I said, I'm on a mission to start taking care of myself because as an esthetician, it's like you're always working on somebody else and then you forget to do your self-care. So I'm really starting to do that starting this fall. And then, you know, we have those wrinkles here, those lines. You can go under the LED light. The red one's really nice to do a little 20-minute treatment if you have LED at your salon or at home. And that really gets those mitochondria excited. So it gets all the processes of each cell going because the mitochondria is I used to tell my students, the mighty mitochondria is really key in the cell. I also did a post on all the little organelles in the human cell, but it gets your glycose, your sugars, and it what I want to say, it converts it to ATP, which is energy. So it gets all those cells really energized to do their work. We get a little crepey here. This doesn't have any RF in it, so you can do it right by your thyroid. Some machines you can't use by your thyroid. Microneedling you can. And how dry am I here? Oh, that's good. Okay, so we're going to do this area now. This area always gets a lot of sun damage, and boy, I have been in the sun a lot in my life. I love being outdoors. I love swimming. We like hiking. I like riding my bike. I do, even though I'm outside, I spend a lot of time in the shade. So I'm getting a lot of sun all the time here. So, yes, things start to show up. And that seems pretty good. Let's give it a little more. So I will not wash my face for 24 hours. So I can spritz it with any of the toners, the Cool Cucumber, Lavender Love, or the Rosy Vibes. You can even use the Wound Wash, which is that 0.9%, the saline. So you can pat your face with that. If it feels super dry, you can add on more of your sanctifying serum, the Skin Drench, and wait 24 hours, and then you can cleanse. I would wait a little more than 24 hours to wear makeup too. You don't want makeup to get into those areas that are just healing. You want to keep it super clean. So Purslane Power Wash, your saline rinse. You can use the Winter Bloom, Witch Hazel, whichever you prefer. So we're going to take this off right away. These are one-time use. And we're putting it in the Sharps container. Don't throw these in your garbage. They're contaminated. They have a little blood on them and serum. And most of your fire departments will take these, or Walgreens and places like that. So when they get 2/3 full, you take them in and then you replace it and get a new